Hey, they do a lot of editing in Street Outlaws.
Well, you can't even see. Where's your light bar in there so you can see what you're doing?
I ain't done with all the shit I'm doing.
Oh my god. They all have light bars in there so they can see what they're doing.
No, so the fucking cameras can see what they're doing.
No, so you can see what you're doing. We're on a really short road, so let's see what happens. Let's see if he can get back here in 30 minutes or less.
Yeah, the car was kind of stumbling off the line there. I'm going to take the hood off, check the bowls on the carburetor, make sure it's getting enough fuel. But yeah, it didn't wheel stand or anything like that. It just really didn't have any power right off the launch, which is a good thing on the street because that means you're not blowing the tires off. At the same time, I got up to 80 some miles an hour in first gear, so.
Stalled it out.
the guy that came out here with me, he's leaving. I still need to figure out what the hell was going on with this thing. When I was bringing it back after the second pull, it was stumbling. It just didn't want to go. It's like I kept trying to put it into second gear, or first gear, but it kept feeling like it was in second gear. So I don't know. Maybe the training got hot. Maybe that's what they do. So I'm going to see if I can find the dipstick on this thing and figure out if it maybe needs any tranny fluid. There definitely is not a cooler coming up here anywhere for the train. Oh wait, there it is. Ooh, so maybe. Oh, that's cold. Hey. That's your trans cooler on the front of this. So. Oh wait, those two lines are going under it. What's that going? That's the overflow. So those. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how much fluid this thing's got in it, and get this thing out to the track. Yeah, I found the dipstick next to my Nitrous Express line right there. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to put some fluid in it. Hopefully that was my issue, because it does have a cooler. So that's the only thing I can think of, because when I was flat towing it, that 1,000 miles, some of the miles I didn't have the drive shaft unhooked, and when I got to where I was going, I checked the back of it, and there was this grease on the back of it. So it was definitely losing some transmission fluid. I could smell transmission fluid, and then once I realized that was happening, I said, okay, that's it. And then I disconnected the drive shaft and then towed it the rest of the way. I don't know how long I was towing it, a couple hundred miles maybe. But in that time, it could have definitely lost a lot of transmission fluid. Hopefully, I did not ruin the seal in the back of the transmission. I don't think I did. That's not something that's too difficult to put in, so I can definitely do that at the track if I need to. But regardless, I got my test hit in, and I'm definitely a lot more comfortable. Definitely feel a lot safer with the truck having this this gearing in it than the other gearing, for damn sure. It could probably benefit from being just a little bit taller, but the one that I've got in it should suffice. And I'll put some transmission fluid in it. That should fix that issue. And I've got my seat time, so now I'm more comfortable in the truck, in the car, and everything's going a lot better. So there we go. Uh-oh. Attracting unwanted attention. Somebody did call the cops. I was right. I mean, talk about pushing your luck. That car isn't exactly quiet, and I am in the middle of town. Good thing I only did 2 test passes. Just testing everything out today. Make sure my helmet's fitting right. Make sure Chester isn't face forward. Make sure the camera isn't flying all over the damn place. I need to set up the suspension because the car's not transferring the weight like it's supposed to when it takes off. And I looked at a couple of YouTube videos, so I need to go back there and adjust that so it squats more. And if it doesn't squat, then I raise the suspension up. But I'll probably need to go back there and bring the suspension back down. Probably have to do that at a track, get a couple of test passes, see what the car does, how it responds. If it doesn't respond the way I need it to, drop some air pressure, and probably drop the rear end down if just tuning the shocks and the rebound doesn't make any kind of a difference. And in order to do that, what I'm doing is I'm grabbing my little lever here and I'm going to the negative, and I'm just dialing it all the way down. That allows the spring to compress the most If you go positive all the way, then it doesn't want to come down at all. But I want the thing to squat in the rear so it picks up the front and transfers all the weight to the rear tires. It's one of the key things about drag racing, and hopefully that will do everything. If not, I do have a wrench. I can adjust these higher, lower, and I can also unbolt these again and bring the whole assembly down. I will probably end up doing that. I brought it up 2 notches. It was down here, and now it's up here. So I'll probably just bring the whole thing back down if it's not transferring enough, and then also drop some air pressure so that there's more wrinkle. All right, it's race day. Just a little coastal mountain town in the middle of the morning. Nobody around. So I've got this whole thing set up where I'm going to take my dash cam out of my truck, and I've got a camera mount inside the car, and I've also got a USB charger port in there now so that I can power that thing. So I should be able to use that, which has a camera forward and backwards. I should be able to use that while I'm going down the track. Speedway. Yeah, so I'm gonna pull my car right over there. There's a power plug on that pole so I can make sure that my battery stays charged. So the guy just did a little bit of a test pass in that car. It's got a hood, a big old scoop sticking out of the hood, but I'm thinking if he lays down that pass that he just did, I might have a chance at this. I got no reservation. I'm gonna get my ass handed to me. I'm gonna get whooped. I mean, it's the first time I've had this car at a track. First time I've been at a track in years. And this guy, look, he's got stickers all over that motherfucker of sponsors and everything. This guy, he does this shit all the time. So I'm gonna lose. I already know I'm gonna lose, but I'm gonna make him earn it. Oh my god, I am completely outgunned here. This guy brought a trailer. He's got spare tires. He's got sponsor stickers. He's got racing fuel. I saw him pouring it into the tank. I don't have none of that. This guy over here, he's got the same setup. Everybody's got teams of people. I've got I don't know, a busted bearing or something on my damn drive shaft. I flat-toed my car here. It's dirty as hell. That pisses me off the most. But I'm here and I'm gonna try. My dash cam, I've got that set up. I guess the glue hardened and twisted the thing, maybe. I don't know, some kind of insert excuse here. But the dashboard camera is gonna be a little lopsided, so you guys might have to grin and bear it. That's what I'm talking about, man. People are bringing race cars to this thing. There's one guy over there somewhere. He's got a hot rod, like a 30s, 40s Ford Roadster. Anyway, I was adjusting my shocks last night, and I forgot to tighten these ones. I could have very easily screwed myself if I lose one of these bolts. I don't have one to replace it. I've got so much crap on the tires now. Walked all the way around this damn track, and the guy said that there was electricity over here. I parked next to a pole and plugged into the thing so I can charge my battery up because I don't have that damn alternator. But anyway, he told me to come over here and park where this trailer is blocking that light pole because that's the only one that has electricity. But this is it, 1/8 mile. Most of these guys have already got all their shit figured out. I'm in a brand new car coming out here trying to do this shit, and I'm nowhere near ready. Alright, what do you say we warm this thing up? sits still on the test drive, so I had to take them out. Do a little test mini hit right here and see, make sure the car's hooking up and moving like I want it to. Love this car. Oh my god. So, apparently this was a trans brake button. I just found that out. For this race, they want us to take the electronics out, so I took that little timing box I had right here out. And when I hit the button, it puts the car in reverse. So it does have a trans brake, but it needs that box in order to use it. So I'm gonna have to foot brake the race, and it was kind of stumbling off of the line. So I might have to give it a little bit more gas when I take off. Do another little test before I pull over there and hook up the electricity. same thing happened again. As soon as the trans gets hot, all of a sudden second gear starts acting weird. And then right there, it didn't want to go back into first. So I'm gonna put some more trans fluid in it, see what the hell's going on, check the fluid level and all that. He was just blowing the tires off. If this thing only seems to have a problem when it gets hot. If I can keep it from getting hot, I might have a chance. I think I got more horsepower. I think I got a faster car naturally aspirated than the rest of these guys, but this transmission, for some reason, isn't wanting to let me shift. The more I think about it, the more it's not just a it's not an issue with anything that I've done, because it was doing this before I put the new ring and pinion in. I put the new ring and pinion in to help keep it from blowing the tires off and trying to pick the front end up so I could go faster. But it was still having that same problem. It just didn't want to shift when it was getting hot. So it's either a problem with the Power Glide, which I've never liked Power Glides in the first place. I don't know why some people put Power Glides in their cars. But I don't have the money for a goddamn Rossler $10,000 Pro Mod transmission. So I got no signal out here. I put out a 911 to my guys in my race group, and hopefully one of them decides they want to be helpful. I've got 1X. This place is in the middle of nowhere. Trying to find out, every time this transmission gets hot, it doesn't want to shift. I've checked the fluid level. Fluid level's right on the money. This guy's saying he's got the same problem, so I'm trying to open up this for him so I can check it out. Stays in first gear only. The fluid's right at the level. I've replaced the rubber hose of the modulator. The fluid color is crispy, is clean, and the car shifts in reverse and drives crisply. Hose at the base of the carb is good. Any adjustments I do to the tranny? Is the modulator bad? Power Glides are notorious for gumming up the governor after you've made sure you actually have vacuum at the module. Pull the governor and free it up, or replace the plastic gear. The transmission cooler is cool, but the tail shaft on the trans is hotter than hell. I wonder if it's not circulating the fluid. Left the power on that whole time. I forgot to turn it off. Give it a little bit and see. Transmission's cooler. It's not cool. I'm telling you, that guy in that hot rod, I think he's gonna win this. It's a bracket. It's a bracket race, which means we're going based off of time. We don't all take off at the same time. If you run 10 seconds, you're racing a car that runs 5 seconds. He takes off 5 seconds into your run, and then whoever gets to the finish line first is the winner. That's how a bracket race works. 3,500 RPM right there. Trying to get it to roll forward. Fuck. Okay, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Transcooler's up there. Here's the damn exhaust right in front of my face, which isn't even fucking connected. Yeah, okay. Might help to explain why the damn thing's so loud, but my trans lines are right there. And by touching them, even the ones that are going right up over the top of the damn exhaust, they're freezing cold. The torque converter is hot. The transmission pan is hot. But the fucking lines are cold. Like ice cold. First thing in the morning cold. What the fuck? I'm gonna have no choice but to crack them bastards open and figure out what the hell's going on. Maybe the pump went out on the front of the trans? Alright, so I'm trying to diagnose what the hell's going on with this thing. The cooler's cold. I opened up the top line. Doesn't look like there's hardly anything in it. I don't know if either the pump's gone out in this damn thing or if it's low on fluid. The dipstick says it's got fluid in it, so it's got the right level. I don't know what the hell's going on. Roadster. See, this is going to be a bracket race, and that's going to be a consistent car. Alright, so that green car that backfired next to my face, he's got a 3-speed, so he's probably not going to be very consistent. The yellow car, he was spinning the tires, so he's not going to be consistent. For every bit of mistake that you see for somebody in a bracket race, that increases your chance to win, unless you're the one making the mistakes. So I poured a bunch of fluid into the trans. It's had time to sit. I'm gonna give it a little test pass, see what it does, if it blows the tires off, if it shifts at all. If it shifts, then that's that green car again, the one that backfired. He's gonna go again, and missed a shift right there. He might have a manual. But yeah, if I can keep this thing cool and figure out why either the pump's bad or it doesn't have enough fluid in it to go all the way to the cooler, one of the two. Maybe the lines are just ran wrong or something, and I can get some new lines and rerun them. We'll find out. This guy might be the most consistent. That guy might end up being the most consistent out of everybody. He might win this whole thing. Everybody else is having problems. I mean, fucking everybody. Everybody. Except for him. He seems to be consistent. He might win this. I have got 1 hour to get this shit figured out before they start doing the time trials thing. 2 hours after that, they're gonna start racing. So they're probably gonna have us pay our money within that hour, so I need to get this shit figured out in less than an hour. And I'm just gonna keep pouring more shit into it and see what happens. Well, I've already made one hell of a mess. That Roadster had to get towed back. I guess he broke down. And I've got 2 quarts of oil, of transmission fluid left for this thing, so if this idea don't work, then I guess I'm not racing. That's gonna fucking suck. He didn't like all the fluid. Left a big old mess right over there, and I had to clean it up and get out of that guy's way. So I'm definitely not racing now. God damn it. I could have been a contender. I don't think I would have won, but I could have been a contender. That guy's got a Monza. It says Mighty Mouse. It for damn sure doesn't help that the exhaust is running right there next to the transmission. And then you got that hot exhaust. It comes up and it gets onto the tail shaft. I don't know. That's just part of the problem. If I could run the exhaust just side exit, get all that heat away from the transmission, out from under the car, then I'd have fresh air inside the car for one. But yeah, more shit to fix later. Alright, so talked to a couple of people and got some ideas and some names of people I can call and talk to and everything when I get back. But yeah, I'm kind of demoralized now, you know what I mean? I don't really want to be here now. One of those kind of deals. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna load up and head home. I don't want to be here anymore. Yeah, now I'm in a pity party. Of all the problems that I foresaw happening today, that was not one of them. So I'm gonna call these people and see if I can get anybody to help me with that, and then get the car fully dialed in, and then at least it'll be ready for summer. Yeah. So sorry for yet another shitty video. You guys should come to expect that from me by now. You know what you were getting in for when you subscribed. Anyway, guess I'm gonna disconnect that drive shaft, tow this bitch all the way back home. So, thanks for watching. Hope it disappointed you like it always does. And hopefully then, yeah, next time I'm not towing it all the way to a goddamn track. I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna do street testing. I'm gonna do some street racing, make sure it's ready before I take it to the damn track. It costs too much money to go to the track, you know what I mean? A car hardly costs anything to go to the street. Whew, it's a good thing I waited to pull that drive shaft out. I didn't know it was gonna gush like that. It's a good thing I waited. I wanted to wait till I got off the property and I was right at the road. Damn good thing I waited, man. That was a lot of fluid. I don't want to be responsible for a bunch of people getting the shit on their tires, but at least it's out here. Alright, so final thoughts. Well, I didn't really waste any money. I did waste a bunch of time though. Let's see. Is it possible, I'm gonna say yes, is it possible that I might have damaged the pump when I flat towed it a couple hundred miles before I eventually disconnected the drive shaft the first time? Yes. Is it possible that the pump was already destroyed before I even bought the car? Yes. Is it possible that it's just merely an overheating issue? Yes. There's no kick down, there's no vacuum, I don't think there's a governor thing and all that other bullshit. I mean, this isn't an atypical power glide, this is a racing power glide. There's no vacuum ports going to the intake. There's no lines or hoses or anything coming off of the transmission, just the one for the trans brake. And without that box, I can engage the trans brake, but the trans brake, all it does is it throws the car into reverse instead. And that wouldn't have hitting that one time wouldn't have caused my issue, because I was kind of having that same issue beforehand. But is it the possibility that it's set up to be a track car and not a daily driven car? That's hard to debate, that one, because I'm at the track. Is the transmission set up for certain shift points, like certain shift times, certain shift vacuum? Again, I'm gonna say no, because I took the electronics out, that little delay box thing or whatever that was at the shifter. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I'm gonna hope that that dude told me about messages me back, and we'll go from there. With the amount of money, it was gonna cost me, you know, $100 and some bucks to race here. With the amount of cars that's here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Say 30. Fuck, you're looking at about a $4,000 payout with just the cars that are here, and they haven't even started yet. So more cars could come in. That's about a $4,000 fucking payout. And we're in the mountains, you know what I mean? We're not in Texas and shit where they race all year round, it seems like. So I don't know. You know, we don't get to do this a lot, but all these people came out, and a $4,000 payout could have really, really fucking helped me out. I know that. But anyway, I could take that money that I didn't use here and buy some new headers and make some side exits. I could do that. I could just try to make side exits anyway. I don't know. Fuck. I'm so demoralized right now. Fuck it. You guys will find out what I'm doing in the next video, because that's when I'm going to find out what I'm going to be doing. So, hope you enjoyed it. Hope whatever.